Should the UFC lose some of its network privileges? Video released by TMZ shows the president of the UFC striking his wife multiple times. I don't care what Andrew Tate says. A man should not strike his woman unnecessarily. He should get her under control. He should not karate chop her in the face. Striking your wife is wrong, whether you're Ray Rice or if you're Dana White. And there should be repercussions for his actions. And if you agree, subscribe to this channel. We got a situation with Dana White, the UFC president, who's also very powerful in media. After she slaps him, he slaps her. And then he slaps her. It looks like he slaps her a third time. There's a lot of scuffling going on here. This video was released, and for some reason, Dana White is allowed to go on like an apology tour where he's kind of explaining himself. But I don't see a whole lot of repercussions for what he did. In fact, I see people throwing cover for him. People making statements like Stephen A. Smith, that we don't want to judge him at his worst. We need to judge him in the totality of who he is. We judge people all the time based on their worst moments. That's how public opinion is formed about people. And we judge people on their best moment. We do. You save a child from a burning building, we're going to judge you. This guy is great. We don't then go through his whole background to find out if he's ever gotten a jaywalking ticket, if he's always held the door open for strangers. We don't do that. So whatever makes publicity is what we're judging you on. And right now, what's making publicity for Dana White is he struck his wife a couple of times. What we need now are for grown people to step up and be real and honest, and that way we can help bring along the growing men that are behind us. We have to represent for those men to let them know what's acceptable in our society and what isn't. But instead, what we have is a bunch of kowtowing pushovers, beta males who will allow themselves to be unethical in order to score points or in order to gain favor from younger men. And it's supposed to be the other way around. The older men are supposed to lead the young men. If you think that it's okay to strike your wife, who you're bigger than, more powerful than, who you can easily control physically if need be, because she struck you, then you are married to the wrong person. If you've both been drinking and your wife gets out of hand, it's not to get even with her, it's to control the situation. That should be your reaction. Even Dana White says he was in the wrong. What he did was wrong. He should not have hit his wife. So those people that are sticking up for him saying she hit him first are idiots. These are not mature people. These are people who aspire to this Andrew, I forget his name, the guy who's in jail right now for Joe Rogan's friend. And these people love this guy. They love this guy with this stupid logic of women being possessions or whatever. These people are not real. They're bad for society and they're very bad for men because young men need to learn how to conduct themselves. And older men should show them the way. I want young men to realize those that are defending violence against women, they are not role models. You should not follow them. You are not Dana White. And if you go through life thinking that you can act the way he acted, well, believe me, there'll be no problem with America and with law enforcement canceling you. Stephen A. Smith or whoever it is defending Dana White will not be there to defend you when the shoe is on your foot. So if your moral compass doesn't direct you in the right direction of how to be a man, how to try to control situations, let your self-preservation rule you and help you come to the conclusion that laying hands on a woman is not the way to go. I'm hearing people use scenarios to try to condone violence against women, trying to create in their heads a scenario where it's okay for you to slap a woman up. And your objective should not be to get even or to slap a woman up. It should be to get away from this situation, to control the situation so that the repercussions of the situation don't negatively impact your life or hers. Basically, you want to chill everything out. You don't want to go to jail and you don't want anybody in the hospital and you want this issue to be resolved as quickly as possible without violence. That should be your goal. But what I'm seeing is too many grown-ass men, once again, who want to go with the times. They want to be rebellious. You're a grown man. Be an example to the young men behind you This is not the type of activity that over 50-plus-year-old Dana White needs to display. It's not the type of activity we should ever endorse. And it's a damn shame that someone like Stephen A. Smith, and look, I'm sure there's others who are defending Dana White, giving him all types of passes and all this other nonsense. But Stephen A. is the only person who's been like put up on the screen. Like it's like everywhere as far as his defense of Dana White. But I'm sure there's other people doing the same thing because once again, Dana White is powerful and people want to make friends. I'm sure Joe Rogan and the others are defending him as well. Or at least if they're not defending him, they're minimizing the repercussions in their criticisms. Nobody is perfect. But Dana White, what he's doing, what he did in that video is wrong. That's it. You shouldn't have to defend it. You should not try to defend it. You should call a spade a spade. And in this case, he's wrong. He shouldn't have did what he did. Period. And if there's going to be repercussions for others when they violently act out, whether it be Chris Brown or Ray Rice, who are black, there should be same or similar repercussions for Dana White. Really disappointed in grown men, man. And look, I can't tell people what to do, but all I can tell you is you can go around and pretend that your life is like Dana White. You can go ahead and pretend and lie and listen to Andrew Tate and these other numbskulls telling you that an eye for an eye and women deserve rights and lefts if you want to. Fine. But when your life doesn't turn out that way, and when you are faced with hard choices and you make the wrong choice, don't come crying to us when you're sitting in jail or worse. Because life, it's not fair. Welcome to reality.